How would Leon S. Kennedy train in real life to look and perform the way that he does in Resident Evil 4 and beyond? Well, it just happens to be the exact same way you should be training if you want to build a jacked body capable of amazing athletic performance, just like gaming's #1 Chad, Leon. The program Leon would follow would be focused around the 4 physical abilities and traits that make him such a badass, intimidating, and powerful, babysit. First is Leon's expert-level weapon handling abilities. From his trusty handgun and knife to submachine guns and sniper rifles, and all the way to rocket launchers and an actual laser gun. Just like with the invention of the guillotine, no matter what weapon you put into Leon's hands, the story always ends the same way, with a bunch of headless Europeans. Second is Leon's incredible level of cardiovascular and muscular endurance. Who else do you know who can sprint full speed away from a giant boulder or dark Pinocchio while carrying 10 grenades, 50 rounds of ammo, a shotgun, a submachine gun, and the phone numbers of all his female coworkers all in his back pocket? But besides just carrying around the average American's home armory like it's nothing, Leon shows us his insane level of conditioning by throwing roundhouse kick after roundhouse kick and then going straight into suplexing some dude's skull into the ground, all without showing any signs of tiring. The man is a machine. The third trait is, let's be honest, the reason why we're all here, those perfect biceps. Okay, not specifically his biceps, but his jacked physique and the general strength that comes along with it. And to get a jacked physique like this, specifically with these arms, Leon is going to have to add a couple very specific exercises to his program, but I'll cover all of that in a second when I give you the full free Leon training plan. By the way, if you want me to cover Chris Redfield from the Resident Evil games next, then like the video, subscribe, and comment Chris down below and I'll make sure to get on it. And the fourth and final ability Leon's real life training plan would need to focus on is his martial arts abilities, which make Leon the perfect mix of Mr. Be Like Water Bruce Lee and the mayor of Suplex City, Brock Lesnar. But more than that, Leon's fighting style borrows elements from Taekwondo, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, standing judo, and of course, the most well-respected and feared martial art known to man, professional wrestling. Now that we understand what abilities and traits Leon's real-life training plan would need to focus on developing, we can go over exactly what this program would look like. Wait, did you guys hear that?
Over here, stranger. Got something that might interest you.
That's right, it's the sponsor of today's video, SuperX. SuperX is where pop culture meets activewear. They make officially licensed apparel with huge brands like Marvel, Power Rangers, and Assassin's Creed. They just launched this insanely sick Assassin's Creed line, and they've got a full line dropping for the upcoming movie Deadpool and Wolverine. Plus, later this year, a full Avengers line as well. You don't want to miss it. Their activewear doesn't just look badass though, it's also insanely comfortable. Made with super stretch fabric that lets you move around unrestricted. Now click the link down below to check them out, and make sure to get on their email list so you don't miss out on any of these upcoming drops because they sell out fast. And when you're ready to buy, use code Demers for a discount and so that they know I sent you. Now let's talk about the program. Leon's real life training program would be broken down into 2 parts. First is his skill training. This is all the time he spends in the firing range, running all kinds of fight simulations, and of course, putting his martial arts training into practice with some sparring. Now personally, I would seriously recommend Leon invest some real time into learning how to walk and shoot at the same time, but that's a pretty advanced skill, so it might be too much to ask. But between his skill training and keeping up with the other responsibilities of a Sigma super agent, like following up on all those phone numbers he got, Leon would not have a ton of time to spend on the second part of his training, which is the strength and conditioning part, which is why it'll have to be designed in a specific way to check all the right boxes while being as efficient as possible. Now, for those of you who don't know, strength and conditioning refers to the training an athlete or soldier does to improve their overall physical performance, like their strength, cardio, and muscle mass. Leon could follow a strength and conditioning plan that just has him doing generic fitness activities like cycling, push-ups, sit-ups, and running. And sure, this would increase his overall physical performance, but honestly, this would be a pretty ass strength and performance plan because a truly great strength and conditioning plan isn't just made up by a bunch of random exercises, almost like it was made by throwing darts at a personal training textbook from 2001, aka pretty much every single plan you see on the website Superhero Jack. Shots fired. No, a great strength and conditioning program is made up of movements and exercises that not only increase one's overall fitness, but also have direct carryover to the demands of the individual sport or profession. And that's exactly why I spent the time earlier in the video really nailing down what it means to be Leon so that I could create a program that very specifically targets those attributes. Speaking of his plan, Leon's strength and conditioning program would be a 4-day-week plan and would include strength training movements like the following. Weighted farmer's carries. These exercises simply have you carrying a heavy weight in one or both hands for around 30 to 60 seconds per set. Not only do regularly regularly performing carries like this give you an incredibly stable core and improve your balance, as the muscles of your core and your hips are forced to engage as you take each step. But walking with these heavy weights in your hands will also have you building enormous shoulder endurance and grip strength. And when it comes to shooting guns, a strong grip allows for better control and stability, which directly translates to improved accuracy. Without a firm grip, the firearm may shift during recoil, leading to inconsistent shot placement. On top of this, grip strength is essential for managing recoil, especially during prolonged engagements. Leon's first encounter in Resident Evil 4 definitely springs to mind. Then, to increase his overall brute strength, muscle mass, and injury resilience, Leon would also perform select compound movements, like barbell Zercher squats that will not only increase his leg strength, but also give him an incredibly robust upper back, barbell bench presses and pull-ups for general upper body strength and size, trap bar deadlifts so he can effortlessly pick up and move heavy objects, and also to increase the strength of his back so he can literally and figuratively carry Ashley's useless ass around. And of course, some amazing arm builders like easy bar preacher curls and JM barbell presses to build those juicy arms. Because even Leon is allowed to spend a little bit of time in the gym making sure he looks good. It's 2024, vanity's in, baby. Now onto what might be the most important part of this program, everybody's favorite part of fitness, and that is cardio. Hey, wait, guys, where's everyone going? Bingo? Leon would have to include two forms of cardio into his strength and conditioning program: long duration, endurance-based aerobic cardio, and fast-paced interval-style anaerobic cardio. For his long duration cardio, the choice of exercise is obvious, and it's not running, cycling, swimming, or making sweet love with Ada Wong. Unfortunately, it's rucking. Rucking is simply walking while you carry a heavy load, typically a rucksack on your back, and it's a form of training heavily used in the army. This is because between their boots, helmets, gun, ammo, first aid equipment, whatever else, an active member of the US Army can end up carrying between 70 to 120 pounds of equipment. And if your body isn't used to walking long distances with that kind of weight, say goodbye to your knees and your lower back, and say goodbye to being differently abled for the rest of your life. Of course, in Leon's case, he's carrying probably about 3 times more equipment than the average US Army member, making rucking an even more important part of his training. Now, for us normies who aren't protecting our country or murdering Spanish villagers in the name of Dark Brandon, rucking is not only an amazing way to burn a ton of calories, making fat loss easy, but it also improves your balance, strengthens all the tendons and ligaments and joints of your lower body, and gives you a near unlimited gas tank of endurance to pull from. And for Leon's fast-paced anaerobic cardio, he would focus primarily on doing intervals with the heavy bag, training both his upper body striking and of course his famous kicks. Now, you need to have some pretty impressive mobility and control to pull off these high kicks. So that's why at the start of every strength and conditioning workout, Leon would perform a dynamic stretching routine to improve his flexibility, and then he would also include some positional isometrics and slow tempo kicking work to improve his balance and joint control. Friend of the channel, Spence Crosby, made an amazing video called How to Get Higher Kicks with 5 Simple Exercises, which goes over exactly what you should be doing if you want to improve your kicking mobility and control. I'll include the link to that video down below. Now, if you want to see how all of this would fit into a program that you can follow yourself for free, then go click down below and download the free 4-day-a-week Leon S. Kennedy training program PDF. All I ask in return is that you like the video and maybe share it with someone if you think it would be helpful. Now, if you've always struggled to lose fat and build muscle, don't worry, because I used to be in the exact same spot. That was until I learned about these 3 diet principles that make losing fat and building muscle simple and painless. Click this video to learn all about them, and I'll see you there.